Okay.
And welcome, welcome. I'm going to share my screen because I want to make sure I show you everything that I want to share today. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. So one of the things I love about LinkedIn is the fact that you can do LinkedIn live events just like this. But you can use the LinkedIn platform. However, you don't have the control over saving your video, recording your video like you do like I'm doing it, right? So
Right.
people can register. Because I do set it up all the way it's supposed to be set up on LinkedIn, and they can go in and register. But with our community, I just put the Zoom link in there because that'll get them to it. And then I can save it and record it and put it on my YouTube. So this is what we're talking about today, the 3 big mistakes people make on LinkedIn. And I have run into so many people who have been laid off their jobs right around the age of 50, and they're trying to figure out what to do with the rest of their lives because they're one pension check away from homelessness. And if you really get used to using LinkedIn and put into practice the things, all the assets of LinkedIn. Hello, Deborah. Welcome. So when you start using LinkedIn to the max, then you have, it's like you have a window or a door into a whole new reality. Because people on LinkedIn are serious about business, and everybody on LinkedIn is there to do business. That's what LinkedIn is all about, whether you're looking for a job or looking to build a business. And the groups on LinkedIn are awesome because you can go and you can look at all the groups. You can do searches. And I can show you guys, I'll do some of that today about doing searches to find your perfect customers. And it's all in the groups. Like there's thousands of groups on LinkedIn. And a lot of people don't even know that there are groups on LinkedIn. And it's the best place to target your perfect customer. Most of my people that have bought from me for the Legacy program have come through LinkedIn. They've either clicked on one of my posts or they have been in my email list because I have a way of building an email list using LinkedIn, using the endorsements on LinkedIn. So the 3 things we're going to talk about today is number 1, what the 3 big mistakes are that people make on LinkedIn, like you see right there. Number 1 is not optimizing their profile. So we're going to talk about that first. Then we're going to talk about not posting regularly. You need to post every day. And then number 3, failing to build relationships. And that's one thing that has been missing today because of all the other social media platforms. People have been DMing and they kind of lose the personal touch, right? And what Tim was talking about today, telling stories and letting people know who you are, is huge. And I was raised on a ranch. I was breaking horses. I rode horses every day. And our closest neighbor was 9 miles away. And to go to school at Milk River, we had to drive 20 miles one way to get to school every day. My mom had to drive us 9 miles to meet the bus. The bus wouldn't come out that far where we lived. So she had to get her bus driver's license to qualify for driving to meet the bus that distance every day. It was crazy. And so I led almost what you would call an idyllic private kind of life. I wasn't in town or in a city where you have all the distractions of city life, right? But I did go through I was different. I'm very tall, I'm 5'10". And by the time you hit grade 3, people realize that people are different. People look different, right? You start noticing things. And we had the school nurse that would come around every year, sometime during the year, and she would check our immunizations and just give us a booster. She would weigh us and measure us. And there was no permission slip in those days. The parents didn't have to give permission at all. They would just come in and do that. And so we would all have to sit in our desks and wait for everybody to have their turn to go get measured and weighed and poked. And I'd listen to all these little kids. My last name started with an S at that time. And then it was my turn, and I went up and she measured my height and called it out. One of the students was assigned to write down all the numbers by everybody's names. And there was this audible sigh that went across the whole room, like, and then she weighed me. Well, of course, I was always head and shoulders taller than all the rest of the kids. So I'm 10, 15 pounds heavier than the other people. And then that same audible sigh when she called out my weight. And then somebody said in a loud whisper, "She's a witch." Well, it didn't help that I had red hair, right? And so from then on, all through school, I was the witch. I had no friends in school. That was the beginning of bullying. I had no idea there was such a word. It got invented many, many years later. But we had to learn how to deal with stuff like that. When the kids were being mean to us in school, if I went to tell my parents or I went and told the teacher, what they would do is put it right back on us and say, "What did you do to make them do that to you?" Right? I did nothing. I was just tall. And so I had to realize that there were other people that were probably hurting like me, you know? So when I grew up, as I was growing up, I'd look for people. So when I go to a networking meeting, I look for the people that are standing off in the corner or sitting at a table by themselves. And I go up and introduce myself, ask them who they are and what they do, and I'll pull them up out of their chair and go and introduce them to some people. And I don't even know the people I'm introducing them to. And I've gotten business that way because I wasn't talking about myself. I was talking about this new person I met at a networking meeting. And we went up to this circle of guys that obviously they all knew each other and they were talking before the meeting started. And I went up and I said, "Hi, I want you to meet Anne, whatever." And I told them all about her and what she did. And everybody went around the circle and introduced themselves. And then one of the guys said, "So what do you do?" to me, right? And I got a sale. And I didn't even plan on introducing myself. So that was proof to me that when you put yourself out to help other people, it comes back to you tenfold. And I'm a very big perpetrator of that. So even to this day, I reach out to people and see if I can help them. And that's part of why I'm doing these LinkedIn Lives, because I want to help people be able to get out of the ruts that they're in, financial ruts, personal ruts, business ruts, to see what I can do to give them a bit of a boost. And especially people who are non-techie, because I'm non-techie. I'm 75 and I have no tech. But I'm proof that we can learn it, right? We can learn all this stuff. So I am privileged to have had two boys who are programmers, and they have, especially my oldest son, he was really good with LinkedIn. And he was working for Microsoft at the time, and he headed up teams of programmers. And when I was laid off my last job at 61, my son said, "Well, Mom, I really need somebody to help me with LinkedIn." And I went, "LinkedIn, what's that?" I had no idea. And so he taught me and hired me to help him work on one or two of his projects, right? So hence, fast forward to today, I realized after I worked with him that I could do a lot of things that a lot of people didn't know about. And so I'd go to networking meetings and I'd ask, "How many of you here are on Facebook?" Well, all the hands would go up. Then I would say, "How many of you here are on Twitter?" And maybe about half the room, the hands would go up. And then I would say, "How many of you are on LinkedIn?" The first time I did it in a room of about 35 to 40 people, 2 hands went up that were on LinkedIn. So I got the brainwave. That's where I got my brainwave, that people needed help with LinkedIn. I said, "So how many of you would like help with LinkedIn?" Well, all the hands went up in the whole room. So I said, "Okay, I'm thinking on my feet here, right?" I had no idea what I was doing. And I said, "Okay, starting next week, I've got 2 20-minute slots before the meeting and 2 20-minute slots after the meeting," because there was a little side room that you could book for free. "And I'll teach you how to get started setting up your LinkedIn profile, $1 a minute. So they were standing in line waving their 20 bucks by the next week. And so that's what I did for quite a while. And I didn't realize how cheap I was. I could have, I've had coaches since who have taught me different. But anyway, that's a little bit about my background story. And so I have used LinkedIn for now 13 years, over 13 years. And I found that the three biggest mistakes that people make on LinkedIn are they don't optimize their profile properly. They'll for the headline on their profile. I'm going to switch over to my profile here. This little me button is where you go and you can view your profile. And it's a little bit slower when it's connected up to Zoom. But you have 3 seconds to make a great first impression. And if you don't pass, they just scroll right by you. It's like any other social media that way. All social media, people say 7 seconds, but no, it's not. It's about 3. And right away, they look and see what your background banner says. And if your background banner is quick and easy to read, then they'll go on and read your headline, which is the little blurb below your name, right? Well, your headline does not need to talk about all your degrees and all your successes, and because the people that are looking, they're all there to do business, right? So they're looking for, okay, what's in it for me? How can I benefit from this relationship, right? So they don't want to know that you're a professional basketball player or that you're a classically trained mezzo or any of that kind of stuff. They want to know what's in it for them, how you can help them with what they're looking for. So I set up my profile for my perfect customer. And I look, like Tim says, I always look in the mirror. Okay, that's me, right? That's my perfect customer, is me. And what I was looking for. And so I've got this, you can use 120 characters when you set it up on the computer. But if you set up your headline on your phone, you get another 100 characters. You get 220 characters. So if you want to set up your headline like mine, a little bit more plumped up, do it on your phone and then save it. Once you save it on your phone, then it shows up the whole 220 characters on your computer. So I've learned a few little tips and tricks that we can do along the way that way. By the way, hi, David. Thanks for popping in. So this is part of optimizing. I've got my notes here. This is part of optimizing your profile, right? And the next thing, so once they read your headline, then you want them to go and read your about page, okay? So then in your about page, I see so many people. I'll just click see more. You've got up to 2,000 characters available to you to use here. And so I talk about my dreams. I've dreamed of being able to retire and have financial freedom. I'm not talking about the mansions, the private yachts, the fancy cars and the yachts. I'm just talking about knowing that I don't have to worry about how we're going to buy groceries, not living under the stress of a mountain of debt, being able to travel when we want to visit grandchildren, being able to help out our kids and spoil our grandchildren, and on like that. Hitting them in their heart. I always say it's hitting them in their heart. You want to hit them in the heart with the things that you do. And then you do talk about your experience, but on your experience, there's always a description. You need to fill out, we all need to fill out the description on our experiences when we list our experience. Where's my experience here? And the services, everything that we set up on our LinkedIn profile, we need to make sure we talk about experience, right? And share stories. Stories are huge. And these are some of my featured posts that I've had that I've put up. Some of them are articles that I've written. I use Canva big time to do all of my pictures, and I use the thumbnail. The thumbnail is perfect for LinkedIn. You can use that thumbnail on your LinkedIn articles, on your LinkedIn posts. It's perfect. It's a perfect size. And let's move down here. So here's the experience. So see, I'm about to give you a free automated online business that's out there working for you 24/7. Yep, you're right. I said free. So what am I doing here? I'm writing a description that is telling them in their heart what they're looking for, a solution to what they read about in the about page, right? And so I've written a description for each one of my experiences, and a lot of people don't put a description. So how are they going to get to know us online if we don't tell them a little bit more about us? And my education is my education. That's all there is to it, right? And then my licenses and certifications, those are a very small part of optimizing your profile. So here's something, the next thing. Are you guys posting regularly? Are you posting every day on LinkedIn? Think about that. So I'm going to go into my notifications here. And these are all the posts that have gone through my LinkedIn of people that I'm following that are making posts, and some of these people and things that are happening in the different groups that I belong to. So they go through all of these. So here's my 3 big mistakes that's supposed to be taking off right now. And dare to take chances. So one of the things I do, because when I first started doing online marketing, I had no idea where I was going to get pictures from. And I saw all these posts that people were putting up, and they were so great. And they had pictures and really professional looking pictures. I didn't know about Canva. So I was spending 16 to 18 hours a day on my computer trying to figure out how to do posts, right? And I found a secret. So write this down, guys. This you'll want to keep this. You go and do a search on Google or on Microsoft, and you search for royalty-free famous quotes with pictures. And you can do royalty-free success quotes with pictures, or royalty-free inspirational quotes with pictures, or royalty-free Snoopy quotes with pictures. I've done the Snoopy quotes. In fact, I got a nickname Snoopy when I was doing it that month. And then I saved those pictures with the quotes on them in a special file. I have a picture file on my computer, and I save it by month. So I've got a file that's started for November of 24. I have a file for October of 24, September of 24. So I download pictures with quotes and save them by date. So the first one would be November 1. So I just put NOV1. That's the name underneath that picture. And you can read the quote in the picture when you go into that file folder on your computer, right? And that way I know when I'm posting that I've already posted that one, right? So the first has gone, the second is gone, all the way up to the 13th. And then I repurpose my posts. And I use a repurposing platform like repurpose.io, but repurpose.io is for video. And I have a platform that I use that's for Sprout Social that I've been using for years, but they are starting to charge way too much. So I've got everybody pointed to buffer.com, BUFFER.com. In fact, I think what I'll do is I'll go into the chat here and I'll write it down so you guys can see it. And there's buffer.com. So make sure you go into buffer.com. You can connect up to 3 social media platforms to that platform. And you can pre-schedule up to 10 posts at a time. And then once those 10 posts are used up, you can do it again. But here's the thing. So that's 3 days and 1 extra, right? So it gives you a couple of days of leeway when you can be working on maybe doing videos and pre-scheduling videos to go out. And if I hadn't discovered this, I would still be working on my computer 11 to 18 hours a day. And I have social media people tell me, I've had them tell me this for years, you need to have 3 to 5 posts going out every day through all your social media platforms. And that just totally spun my mind. I had such a hard time trying to figure out what to do for each of my social media platforms before I found this auto posting system. So I recommend that you use Buffer. It's really easy to follow. You just go into buffer.com, set up an account for free, and try it for a while. And then as you add more platforms, you can add up 4 or 5 or 6 platforms, and then you pay $5 per platform. So if you've got 3 on there for free, then as soon as you attach the 4th platform, social media, up to that buffer.com, you start paying $5 per platform. So that's 4 times 5 is 20, right? So that would be $20 a month that you would be paying, which is really cheap if you want to pay for your social media. I pay just over $100 a month for my Sprout Social. And the reason I stick with Sprout Social is because I can post out 6 months in advance. And so when I publish an article, Tuesdays are my days for publishing articles on LinkedIn. I publish an article every week, and use ChatGPT to find key titles for my LinkedIn posts, my articles. And then what I do is it gets published on LinkedIn, of course, and then I will take that and copy the link and a blurb and some hashtags and post it in each of my groups that I belong to. So you can be in as many as 100 groups, guys. 100. I was there once, but that was way too many. I couldn't manage them. That was just unbelievable. So I'm in about 20 to 25 groups now. And I recommend that's where you stay because then you can interact with your people better and build those relationships that you need to build online. Because every time you do a post in one of the groups, the etiquette is you publish a post in there, and then you go scrolling through all the other posts that were there before you, and like and comment on 2 or 3 other posts in each of those groups. So by the time you do that for 100 groups, it becomes overwhelming. So that's why I say don't do any more than 20 to 25 groups. And if you have a question, don't feel shy about raising your hand anytime. I like to have questions answered while I'm going along so that everybody's on the same page. Are there any questions so far? So when you repurpose your articles, that means now if you can use Sprout Social if you want, but they're charging people $250 a month now. You raised your hand, okay, David?
I know you get caught into the training mode, which is cool. So, but is Buffer the only system that puts out videos every day that you can copy and schedule posts go out?
Or that's called repurpose.io. That's repurpose.io.
Repurpose.io.
Yeah, we had a big training on that in our community. Which was it, Monday night? I think it was Monday. We had the big training on repurpose.io. And that has a monthly fee attached to it as well. And our community is getting a special offer of $1 for the first month and then $35 a month thereafter, which is really reasonable for these programs. They charge a lot of money for these programs. Like Sprout Social charges for the size of platform that I've got with Sprout Social, that they would charge a new person $250 a month. So that's why I started redirecting everybody over to Buffer, because if you haven't done pre-posting and pre-scheduling of posts, you need to start free and play with it first so that you don't feel like you're under the gun, so to speak. But so this one here, this is somebody, it's in our community, and she has noticed one of my posts, and there's all kinds of posts that are coming up. See, my posts are showing up here. So you need 3 to 5 posts a day. And here's why you need to have 3 to 5 posts a day. All these feeds, these social media feeds, they move. They're constantly moving. And here's Twitter. Here's Instagram. Here's Facebook. Here's LinkedIn. They're all different speeds, but they're moving. And the times of day that I have been suggested to use by coaches I've had on social media are 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 4 p.m., and 7 p.m. Those are the key times that they suggest we post. So if you post something at 8 o'clock in the morning, no matter what social media platform it's on, and somebody who's following you doesn't see or go and check their social media until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, say, they will never see that post. Never. Because people will only scroll back maybe 5 posts, maybe 6, because they don't have time to scroll back and see what other posts they've missed.
What
So
was the
that's
time
why
again? Sorry.
the times 8 a.m.,
Uh-huh.
10 a.m., 2 p.m., 4 p.m., and 7 p.m. So 8 a.m. when
I need to
people
go
are on
back
their
and
way to
sell.
work,
Oh, shit, that reminds me
sitting
of something else.
riding on the bus. 10 a.m. coffee break. 2 p.m. coffee break.
I just left it in
4
there.
p.m. when they're on their way
I
home from
figured
work,
they'd probably throw it away.
and 7 p.m. when they've had dinner, after dinner. If you've got noise in your background, I would appreciate you muting yourself. Thank you. Okay. Any other questions before I move forward?
They had some smaller ones in a box.
Christine,
Yes.
It had different, like 4 different flavors, but one of the
Donna,
flavors.
Donna,
Oh,
can you mute yourself, please?
sorry.
Thank you. Okay, Anne?
could you elaborate a bit on what articles look like in LinkedIn?
Oh, sure. I'd love to do that. So remember this little me button. This is a really important button to remember because you can go and you look at your profile, or you can look at different aspects of your whole LinkedIn profile. So I'm going to go to posts and activity, and you'll see right away all the different posts that have gone up that I have put up recently, right? We saw
Right.
this one in the back there already. So these are the famous quotes with pictures, right? And
Right?
you can go in there and you can pick the ones that you think you resonate with the most. And then I put it in Chat GPT and get it rewritten with a call to action and hashtags. So this one, I asked them to comment yes, right? So what was that question again? You wanted me to show you the articles, right?
Yes.
So here's my articles that I try to do one a week. They're all done with a Canva thumbnail. So
Right.
this week it was why I started my own business at 50 plus.
Right.
Because everything I do is always speaking to my perfect customer. It's always speaking to me because I'm my perfect customer, what I was looking for. This one is 5 mistakes empty nesters make when starting an online business, right? This one is, are you planning to work until you die?
Yeah.
Now this one is how to reach the empty nester who needs a fresh start. And I try to put my URL at the bottom of all my pictures. I don't make them live. I tried making them live, but they don't seem to be clickable. And this one is a repost of one of the webinars, Say Goodbye to the Daily Grind. And this one, Crack the Code to Escaping 9 to 5. So they're all things that I have picked up either through ChatGPT or through our community. How to attract your perfect customer. 3 tips to make 100% profit online in just 2 hours of work. I see there's a typo. I put or work, should be of work. So these are all done on Canva. So I've got a few in here. And I always try, because I'm not techie, and I've realized over the years that we can learn stuff, I try to emphasize that in all the things that I do, everything that I do online. Anybody else got another question before I move? Does that answer your question, Anne?
Yes. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So something else I wanted to go into here. Posting, we were talking about posting regularly, so you need to be posting at least 3 times a day. So let's go to number 3, failing to build relationships. So if somebody comes up to me and just says, you need to get better at building relationships online. Okay, what's that mean? Right? It doesn't mean you DM everybody. No. So here's some tricks I've learned. Number 1, you're going to have people, let's see if I've got it in my notifications. You're going to have people who view your profile. So let's see if we've got somebody who's viewed my profile here. Just when I'm looking for it, I don't see one. But if you go to my, is it my home page or my profile page? So I have 1 unread message and 22 notifications. So let's go to this page. Go to view my profile. Oh, it's moved. Oh, here we are. 751 profile views in the last 60 days, I think it is. 2,941 post impressions. So you want to go and search appearances. So let's go to the profile views. You click on your profile views. And you see here, you can follow people back or you can message them. Now, if you're on the free, you'll only be able to see 3 at a time. Okay, so you have to go back in there and check several times a day to be able to respond to these people. So you go ahead and send them a message. Hey, thanks for stopping by for a visit. That's what I say. And they know that they visited my profile. It's all part of building that relationship with these people. And you can follow them back. Some of them have been asking to connect, and I will accept the connection, but I always want to check their profile because it's just like TikTok. LinkedIn is like TikTok. You have to shape your algorithm so that you're targeting your perfect customer. So I don't connect with absolutely everybody. I check everybody's profile and make sure that I'm connecting with as close as I can get to my perfect customer, right? So I consequently have a bunch of people from our community that I'm connected to and following in here, but that helps my algorithm. So it's okay to follow each other. So there's some people here that I'm on a paid platform, so that's why I can see more. But if you're on a free, you can see 3 at a time. So you want to go and make a comment, say, thanks for stopping by. That's all you say. And if they respond back to you, it's awesome. So then you can go into your network. Okay, are you watching this? I'm recording this, by the way. So gotta check and make sure I'm recording it. Yeah, it's still recording. So you guys can get the replay. I will post it in the community. So we go into your connections and you click on all your connections because part of what you do is you invite people to connect with you every day, at least 5 to 10 people every day. Doesn't take very long. And a really easy way to do that, I'm not going to go into my connections here yet because I've got to show you how you can use this simple system. So these are people that LinkedIn, so this is where the algorithm comes in. LinkedIn looks at your profile and who you're connecting with on a regular basis, and then they suggest to you who you might want to connect with, right? And so we're going to be going in, after this, we're going to be going into endorsements. So you invite people to connect with you. Senior Marketing and Communications Manager. I don't think I'll connect with her. Providing expert tutoring, French, math, no. Founder, principal. I'm looking for people mainly who are in affiliate marketing or network marketing of some sort. Because what I've discovered over the years is many people who are involved with network marketing are not happy with their company. So they're looking for other ways to be able to make a more, I don't know, an easier income maybe, because you have to work really hard. I've been in about 20 different network marketing businesses. Raise your hand if you've been in network marketing. You have to work, 4 times as hard to get, like if you have a $900 sale and you have to make 4 of those to get 25% each time and to equal 900 in your bank account. It's insane. So you work through these and very carefully read through the people that might be perfect for you just by looking at that little bit. Uncovering where your sales process is leaking revenue. I haven't got really great ones that are showing up here right away. Marketing directors, marketing consultants, healthcare, finance, social media marketing. Oh, I'll invite her. Let's see, midwife, Microsoft, student. And you just go through until you invite maybe 5 in here, right? So I'm not going to take a whole bunch of time, but quite often you'll see people right in here, it'll say MLM or network marketing or something like that. Freelance, independent sales professional. I like freelancers. And then there's all the people that you can follow. I go right through those and there's some more to connect ones below. With faith, achieve success. That looks to me like a network marketer. So you get the idea, right? And remind me, we're going to go into the groups after this, but I want to go up to the My Network button and show you how to endorse people. This is huge, guys. Come on. I have to scroll all the way back. Okay, here we go. So these people have all been people that I've invited to connect with me in the last little while, right? And so you look at the bottom and you can see how long they've been connected to you. So you want to go down to the ones that have been connected to you for 6 days, at least 6 days. And you click on the 6 days, okay? So this Dr. Michael has been connected to me for 6 days. I'm going to endorse him. So you right click on their name. So right click, and then you open link in new tab. Okay, I'm going through this slowly so that you can follow through. And you can see up here where the link is opening. And you scroll down once their profile opens up, you can see right away that they should probably have some skills listed. So do you all have skills listed on your profiles? It's really important that you can have 50 skills listed. Don't stop at 5 or 10. That's not enough because people will start endorsing you. So I'm going to click on show all 45 skills. And I'm going to endorse him for a couple. But see, these are 99 plus, and the whole goal is to get all your skills up to 99 plus. So I'm going to scroll down until I can find some that are really small. Look at this. We've got some 32s. He's on policy. We can endorse that one. We can endorse the volunteer management. Okay, so we've endorsed him for 2 things. So now I'm going to go back into my first LinkedIn and click on the message part. And I'm going to copy and paste a blurb that I have saved. On here. I'm going to copy and paste the blurb with a link that I have saved for them to do a simple little survey if they want to. They don't have to, because I explain in here. copy
Um,
that.
Question,
Yeah,
if that's your, aren't you supposed, I mean, this is what I learned, and I want to get your opinion, is that you don't want to just pitch them what you're doing right away, is build a relationship.
yeah, that's right. So I say, hope you're doing great. Gave you some cool endorsements on LinkedIn. I used to think that endorsements were totally bogus. Then LinkedIn hit me over the head with a virtual 2x4. I realized their value and started reaching out to my network. Been checking out how people make money effortlessly by saving on their normal day-to-day purchases. This is one of my network marketing businesses that I'm in. And then I've got the link. They can go, and there's a little survey they can do in there called the Savvy Spender. And online is the key to building all types of businesses these days. If you prefer not to check out the survey, feel free to simply return the endorsement. Thanks a bunch. Can't wait to catch up. Cheering your success, Christine. So I give them the choice whether they want to check the survey or not. But if they click on this, they have to leave their email. Do you know where that email goes? My
Yep.
email list. Yeah, I'm building my email list here. So what happened? I had it all copied here. There we go. Oh, you probably can't see that because I have it set to go over to on LinkedIn. Okay, so I'm just putting my blurb in there. Can you see that?
I think you had a blurb and it was about that, about the whole DGC stuff.
No, I don't have a blurb about the DGC stuff in here. You can do whatever you want with these endorsements. One of the things I've done in the past is I've done a little survey that's totally free. I've set it up on SurveyMonkey. SurveyMonkey is free. And you set up these little surveys and they're just set up to collect emails for your email list. And one of them that I did is called Personality Styles According to Birds. I had so many people fill out that survey to see what kind of personality style they were. Just a fun thing. And this little survey that I've got, it doesn't, any of the surveys I do, I don't really check the surveys. It's just for their own personal information. And they're all free. So I'm going to send this over to Dr. Michael. And then now I'm on a paid platform. I don't know why it's duplicating that little blurb. Did you follow through on that? So you don't have to do this could be taken as a pitch because they can go and hit another link through this link where they can join and save money on on buying gas and all kinds of other purchases. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. So I know that I did Balraj yesterday. So I only have one person in here that I haven't responded to yet since he accepted my connection request, because I wait till they've been in at least 6 days. So here's what I used to think. When I was first on LinkedIn, I was taught that you should just be a lion, a LinkedIn open networker. That's what lion meant, right? So I was connecting with everybody all over the world, anybody who wanted to connect with me. And I was going into that section that I just showed you where you can click people that LinkedIn is suggesting you might want to connect with. And I was connecting with all kinds of people. But here's what would happen. All of a sudden, people would turn right around and I had just connected with them and they would send me an endorsement. And I was totally insulted because they hadn't had coffee with me. They hadn't taken time to talk to me. They just all of a sudden sent me an endorsement and I just thought they were bogus because how can they know that I'm good at that? So how can they endorse me, right? So here's what happened. I was teaching all my clients that that's bogus. You don't want to endorse anybody unless you've at least had virtual coffee. And I got invited to a LinkedIn conference, big convention in Vancouver. And when I was there, they were talking about all the new things that are going to happen with LinkedIn. This is in about 2012. And they, at the end, they said, Christine Till, would you like to come up to the stage? We have a special award for you. And I went, oh no, I wanted to go hide under my chair. And so I went up there, and the award was for having the most endorsements of, pardon me, of anyone in British Columbia. And I just about fell off the stage when I was up on the stage. And I was embarrassed because I had a whole bunch of clients in that convention as well. So I learned there, they explained to me that when you have skills listed, they're like keywords, right? And LinkedIn algorithms are built on keywords. So if you endorse somebody, what happens is then LinkedIn will then show those people to more people with the same or similar kinds of keywords, right? And I had no idea the value of these skills, me and having skills endorsed. So it doesn't matter who endorses you. It can be somebody in your own corporation. It can be somebody in your own community. It can be somebody that you totally don't know. But after you've been connected for at least 6 days, you supposedly have had a chance to check out their profile so that you can sort of semi-intelligently endorse them, right? So that's why I wait 6 days before I endorse people. I don't want them to feel like they're being slapped out slapped on the side of the face. Here's me, come see me, here's me.
Do you message them after 6 days and then endorse them?
Well, my endorsement has a message in it mixed in with it. Some of them, if they ask me a question right away after they've connected with me and we haven't been connected for 6 days, I will go ahead and enter into a discussion with them right away. So another thing that you can do is you can wish them happy birthday. And you will get those showing up in your, let's see. They should show up, let's see, in your network. Yeah, under catch up, if you click on your network button and then click on catch up, and you'll have, this is where you can congratulate people on anniversaries. Oh, go to your feed. Okay. They've changed it again. Oh, darn. LinkedIn's always changing stuff. So I'm not sure what they did with the birthday stuff. You should be able to just go and congratulate people and say happy birthday, right? And that I don't give them any links or anything there. Let's go into my network again. So these are invitations to connect. That's for Grow. So I'm wondering what they did with that catch up. There we are. So wishing you a very happy birthday. I just click on this and just send. And you can do, this is the 6-year anniversary. And just click send. LinkedIn completes it for you. And you can send as many as you want. And that starts a conversation as well. And these are all people that you're connected to this, so they should be first level connections. Are there any questions before I move on to the groups? Okay, I'm going to move into the groups. So if you want to search your groups, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can go on this little these little 9 dots here. I call it the crosshatch. You can go click on that and then see this little drop down menu and these 3 little icons. That's the groups. And when you click on that, that'll take you to the groups that you already belong to, right? And one thing that you can do is you can scroll all the way down to the bottom. And I've got and you see at the bottom here where it says search. Can you see that? You click on search and you can find other communities. So once you click on that search button, then you go up here to the top and you put, let's start with home-based business. Home-based business groups. So here you can go and click on groups again. And look at all the groups that showed up here. Work from home. So you want to look for groups that have at least 3,000 members. If they have 3,000 or more members, that's a good inventory to work with, because that's what you're looking for is inventory. So you can, if it says view posts over here, that means you're already in that group, right? If it says join, you can click on here and request to be accepted into the group. So look at how many members, 10,000, 18,000, 12,000. These are some really good sized groups. And the thing is, you have to realize that you only join the groups as long as they work for you. As soon as you stop being able to get communication with people or find the right people in the group, you just leave the group. And that's another reason why you want a big group, because then they can't tell who leaves when. You don't need to feel like you're being pointed at. So you click on join. And that's all you have to do. And then you have to wait for them to get back to you and accept you into the group. Now,
I got a question with that.
yeah,
You just reminded me. In some of these groups, they review your post.
uh-huh.
So do you put stuff in there, or do you find groups that you don't need to have them review your post?
You don't necessarily know that before you join the group. And then when you do your first posting, I usually give it a couple of tries. So
Uh-huh.
when I post an article or publish an article, I will then post it in all my groups, right? And then like and comment on a few of the other posts in the group.
Mhm.
And if I get that message that says that they have to review it, then I just leave it alone for the first couple of times. And then I go into the group. When I go in the next time I publish an article, the third time I publish an article,
Mhm.
I go in, I scroll down to see, because usually there aren't that many posts that I can't find my previous post
Mhm.
in the group. And if I can't find my post in the group, they obviously have not approved it. And so I will leave the group.
Okay,
I do give them a chance though.
right,
You
right.
never know.
No, yeah, okay. So just post and see what happens. If they don't approve it, give it a couple tries. And if they
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
don't
And if
like
you,
the
yeah,
posts, then leave the group.
yeah.
Yeah, I was
So,
trying to find groups that don't need to have them approve the post.
yeah. Well, I just suggest that you join 10 groups at a time and give
Oh,
yourself, because LinkedIn, I don't think they'll let you join more than 10 at a time anymore. You used to be able to just go and join a whole bunch of groups and LinkedIn would just let you join. But I think they limit it to something like 10, 6 to 10.
yeah.
They'll tell you, you'll get a little message that'll pop up and say you've reached your group joining limit.
Well, I can't manage more than like 3 groups, really. Anyways, I can't manage more than 2 things at a time.
Well, you don't have to stay there forever.
No,
You
period.
you
Like
can
trying
lose
to
lose
manage
the group.
my personal business with everything else. Not like my
Uh-huh.
personal, but my own business,
Mm-hmm.
and then the online business.
Yeah.
Hard enough to like juggle the two. It's like I
Yeah.
was once trying to do 2 network marketing business and my private business, and they were totally different network marketing businesses. So I had to just, you know, confused mind does nothing.
That's right. Well, one of the things that I noticed, I was in over the last 13 years since I was laid off my last job at the age of 61, That was in January the 4th of 2011. I tried all kinds of network marketing. I've probably been in a good over 20 different companies. And what I found is I felt like I was being able to death by a duck because it was $10 here and $25 there and $47 here and auto ship over there. And I was paying more money out than I was making. So I finally got smart and got out of that. And I'm in about a handful of network marketing businesses now, and they're mostly that one you saw that I'm using the link for a survey is Nexus Rewards, and they're all about saving money when you go shopping. And people are able to save like $4,000 or $5,000 a year on just on their shopping and their gas. And so to me, that was one thing that was worth getting involved with, and it's only $10 a month, so $9.95. So I did stay with that one and a couple of others because I have advanced arthritis in my body and I've been using some natural systems. So what I'm saying is you don't need to be in a whole bunch of network marketing groups. You just join the ones that are going to work for you. And it's the same here. Join the groups that are going to work for you. Okay. So you know how to find groups to join? Do you want me to do another search just to go over it once more? I think I will. I think I'll do network marketing, okay? Okay, and there's network marketing groups. So I'm going to click on groups again. Wow, look at this, 644,000. Wow, 1,339,000. These are some good groups. I'm in all these groups because it says view posts, right? So you can tell which groups you're already in because it'll say view posts. Yeah. Don't join this group. This network marketing MLM direct sales. She is in the community, this person here. And she's giving a whole bunch of negative stuff about the community. So I would avoid this one. But look at all the groups you've got down here. And I'll warn you, they get smaller the further out you go. So I'll just click on the 6th page here. And they're not a lot smaller. Well, yeah, they are quite a bit smaller. 2K, 10K, right? 5K. So you've got a lot of groups that you can search through. And so when you invite somebody to connect with you, and you're doing it through the group. So I'm going to go back into my own groups here. And this is actually a group that I've been asked to build for my son, who's the lead programmer. And so I'm just I'll go in this one instead. In the direct selling professionals. So when you go into the group, you click on this button in the top right here that says show all, and it'll show all the members of the group. And then you start with your A, and you start with AA. See how the search changes? And you quickly go down here and see, or look for the ones that say second or third. If it says first, that means you're already connected to them, right? And then you look at them, quickly look at them and see if that's somebody you want to be connected to. This is best-selling author, speaker, or personal branding. So you just work down here until you find one. Young media professionals. Oh, this might be an interesting one. So I'll click on message. Now I'm on premium and you won't see this. If you're not on premium, you won't see this. You'll just see a box that says write a message. And so in the message, you want to introduce yourself. And hope your week is going well. I'm Christine. I came across your profile and discovered, now this is AI doing this, writing this. And you can change it. And have it whatever you want, right? And then I would say, at the top, it says let's connect, see? So I'm going to send this off. There we go. So you send them that invitation to connect. So the groups are the key to all of LinkedIn. That's where you're going to find your perfect customers. And I thought these are a bunch of young media professionals. And I thought, oh, that might be a group that would be perfect for building an online business. And they're not all so young usually. Are there any other questions? That was my time. We're at the 3 o'clock mark here. So part of the building relationships is that wishing people happy birthday and anniversary wishes and inviting people to connect with you. And doing endorsements and posting every day. So if there are no questions, we'll wrap it up for today.
Awesome.
Thank you for joining. It was awesome having you with me today.
Yeah, so much great information.
Thank you.